Namaste, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers and trainers, professors, professionals, listeners, learners, the most honorable President Prime Minister Modi ji, respected ministers and managers, adorable doctors and directors, honorable advocates, advertisers, administrators and advisors, I DrRK from USA, heartily, cordially welcome. It is a very nice time, nice place, nice action today that we are appreciating our holy Indian culture in the form of unity and diversity. As it is well known all over the world, our India is the land of multi-dimensional, multi-sided, multifaceted kind of caste, color, creed and language, but there is no discrimination on any basis. There is equality, humanity, unity, oneness. The great message of universal love it provides to the worldly people. Let us know what is happening around the world. India warned against double standards over Russian oil. Center responds to US bill seeking to impose duties on countries buying Russian oil, and threat from NATO chief petroleum minister says the sanctions will be dealt with when they are passed. India in touch with friendly governments in nurse case. Judicial panel blamed RCBA, others for Bengaluru stampede. The report of the Judicial Commission formed by the Karnataka government to inquire into the June 4 stampede at the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bengaluru, which left 2 dead and 71 injured, was tabled before the cabinet on Thursday. The stampede took place during the Royal Challengers Bengaluru's IPL victory celebrations in the city. The report of the one-man commission led by Justice Michael D. Chuna had held the organizers of the event responsible for the stampede, while also criticizing the role of police officers, including former Bengaluru City Police Commissioner B. Dayananda. The Commission has recommended appropriate legal action against representatives of Royal Challengers Sports Private Limited, Event Management Company, DNA Entertainment Networks, the Karnataka State Cricket Association, and 5 police officers suspended over the incident. Odisha student's death, normal life hit amid Band from Bhubaneswar. High Court questions FIRs over sheltering tabloid attendees. Poor Pro League campaign, a wake-up call for India, Srijesh. New Delhi, the recently concluded FIH Pro League was not too kind to Indian hockey, while the women's team got relegated after finishing last in the 9-team competition in June. The men who were on a high after winning a second straight Olympic bronze in Paris nearly 12 months ago finished 8th in the Europe League of the Marquee League after a run of 7 consecutive defeats. Former India captain and goalkeeping great PR Srijesh said the poor run of results should be a wake-up call for the men's team ahead of next year's Asian Games and World Cup. Railways shuts down SI and NCOE's Gopal Devi outwits IOC. Defending champion Indian Railways and Indian Navy scripted an all-win record in their respective pools with impressive victories as the league matches in the MCC Mulguka Gold Cup Invitation Hockey Tournament came to an end at the SDAT Mayor Radha Krishnan Stadium here on Thursday. Khelo Bharat Conclave seeks collective effort for Indian sports. News from New Delhi. The Union government highlighted the way for national sports federations state governments and corporate houses towards playing a major role in taking Indian sports forward to the global arena at the Khelo Bharat Conclave on Thursday. Sports is a public movement. We can set goals and achieve them only if we all work together, said the Union Sports Minister Mansukh Mandviya. The conclave saw for presentations on sports governance reforms, Khelo Bharat Niti, India's medal-winning roadmap, and the One Corporate, One Sport initiative. A brief presentation was followed by an interactive session. By employing this integrated policy, India can shine in the world of entertainment, generate jobs and provide direction to the youth of India, said the Minister of State for Sports, Raksha Bakse. I asked the National Sports Federation to provide a 5-year policy by August, and then we can develop a 10-year plan. With the Asian Games next year, we need a holistic approach because we not only want to win medals in the Olympics, but make sports a commercial property. Inviting the world to come and play in India and boost sports tourism, Mandviya said. Arjun Kadhi Vijay Sandhar pair enters double seminar final in G-Stan. Chennai Open WTA tennis from October 27 from Chennai. Flames of protests change the system after a 20-year-old student shared herself ablaze on a college campus in Odisha due to alleged denial of justice in a settled harassment complaint filed against her teacher. The state machinery swung into into action. The president visited the hospital when the woman was on ventilator. Students protest and top doctors paid close attention to her. Will Kuldeep's long wait end at Old Trafford from Buckingham. There will be a leaning towards playing Bumrah, Sexton, posture. Path will be ready for the fourth test confirmed resistant coach. No more dilemma. Priorities. India is not thinking about the ODI World Cup now with this age. Climbing to the top, Mustafizur becomes fifth highest wicket taker in T20 IS. Scaling heights. Pokar reclaims yellow jersey after catching mountain win. There will be a leaning towards playing Bumrah, Sexton, Dostek. Will Kuldeep's long wait end at Old Trafford. Sam Deepti wins it for women in Duke. Ragnadha stuns Kalsis in quarters. World number 1 Stepler makes a bright start. Team India resumes training in earnest. Normal life hit in Odisha amid band over students' deaths. Chavda named Gujarat Congress chief. High Court tells WB to file affidavit on resuming student union calls from Kolkata. The Calcutta High Court on Thursday directed the West Bengal government to file an affidavit within 2 weeks on the resumption of student union elections and asked the state to issue a notification to initiate the election process promptly. The verbal order was given during a hearing of 2023 public interest litigation filed by Advocate Shahin Banerjee. The BIL, Mr. Banerjee had petitioned for the resumption of student union elections across public universities in West Bengal as well as the reinstatement of anti-ragging committees. Notably, students' union elections came to a halt across higher education situation in West Bengal a little before the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. Earlier this year, students of Javadpur University staged protest demanding holding of elections. Student union elections must be expedited. Without that, various problems have arisen, including the unchecked vision of terror by former office bearers. Many of them have graduated but continue to exert their influence on college campuses as outsiders, Mr. Banerjee told The Hindu. He added that in response to the government's counsel stating that many higher education institutions currently do not have vice chancellors, the court asked the state to begin elections in universities where which is present. Political influence. The court on Thursday also observed that the governing bodies of higher education institutions in the state should be freed from political influence and should include renowned academicians. Currently, several Trinamool leaders are part of the governing bodies of many public universities. UK government plans to reduce age of voting from 18 to 16. This month, this move marks the most significant franchise reform since 1969. The proposals published in a policy paper also included measures to curb election interference from abroad via donations. From London, the UK's Labour government on Thursday announced plans to reduce the voting age from 18 to 16. A campaign promised for the Labour and the biggest change since 1969, when the voting age was reduced from 21 to 18. The proposals published in the policy paper on Thursday also included calls on election interference from abroad via donations. Lowering the voting age to 16 would bring national elections in line with the voting age in the Welsh and Scottish legislatures and in the local elections in those jurisdictions. The proposals would bar shell companies from making donations, requiring companies to have made the significant UK or Ireland generated income in order to donate. Eligible Irish companies will be able to donate towards Northern Ireland election. Former ally of US President Donald Trump and billionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk had caused a furor in the UK last year after it was reported that he was considering a large donation to far-right party Reform UK. It is unclear how the proposed rules would impact Mr. Musk's ability to fund UK parties through his UK-based companies. Thursday's paper pointed to the Electoral Commission's estimate that 7 to 8 million people who are otherwise eligible to vote were not registered. Registration will begin at the age of 14 under the proposed legislation, which aims to move towards automatic voter registration, already underway in several other countries. The government also proposed to introduce UK bank-issued cards as an acceptable form of ID at the polling booth, as well as digital IDs such as digital ration cards and driving licenses. The Conservative government of Rishi Sunak had introduced the strict ID requirements in 2023, arguing that it was done to tackle voter fraud and not to be benefit at the polls. Soon after the stricter ID laws were passed, former Conservative Minister Jacob Rees-Mogg had said that the party had sued itself in the foot by making some changes when it performed badly in local polls in May 2023. Speaking at the National Conservation Conference, Mr. Rees-Mogg had suggested that his party had tightened voter ID to garner an electoral advantage. The new proposals, if they become law, are likely to benefit Labour because younger UK voters tend to vote for centre, left and left parties. Some 20% in the 70 plus year age group voted for Labour in the 2024 elections, while 41% of 18 to 24 year olds voted for the party as per data from UZOE. Prime Minister Keir Starmer's popularity has declined since his party won a landslide victory in July 2024. I think it's really important that 16 and 17-year-olds have the vote because they are old enough to go out to work, they are old enough to pay taxes, Mr. Starmer said on Thursday. captured villages in three separate areas of Ukraine. Russia says. From Moscow, Russia said on Thursday it had captured Ukrainian villages in three separate areas of the front line, expanding its summer offensive despite US calls to end the fighting. Ukraine did not immediately comment on Moscow's claims. In a statement, the Russian Defense Minister said Post had highlighted the statements of Kapiya in the eastern Donetsk region, Zakyaran in the northern Kharkiv region, and Kamensk in the southern Zaporizhzhia region. Zelensky shakes up Ukrainian cabinet, appoints a PM from Kyiv. Ukraine's economy minister and the key negotiator in the middle deal with US Julia Shvaridenko was appointed as its new prime minister on Thursday, becoming the country's first new head of government since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion in 2022. Fire at shopping center in Iraq kills 61 from Baghdad. Brash unhappy over MLAs not to opposing public security bill in Assembly. Congress Maharashtra legislature were directed to oppose the bill and also registered a Shantin panel appointed to scrutinize it. Party MLCs walked out of Legislative Council a day later. Temple entry can't be denied based on caste, Madras High Court says. Observing that caste-based discrimination cannot be permitted in a country governed by the rule of law, the Madras High Court on Thursday directed the Edinburgh Superintendent of Police to ensure that scheduled caste persons are not prevented from entering the Kutukundi Ayyanar temple in Vidya Pralayam Taluka in Ariyalur district of Tamil Nadu. Justice N. Anand Venkatesh directed the Superintendent of Police and the Vidya Pralayam Revenue Divisional Officer to ensure that all people irrespective of their caste are permitted to enter the temple and worship the deity at all times, including during the annual festival that it is currently underway, directing the two officials to initiate appropriate action in accordance with the law. If anyone prevents a section of people from entering the temple, the judge ordered that the police and revenue departments must ensure that law and order is not disturbed. Defiled by a Venkateshan, a resident who complained of caste-based discrimination. The judge said the Tamil Nadu Temple Entry Authorization Act of 1947 was inactive after a long struggle by many leaders who wanted to ensure that no one was denied temple entry based on caste. Section 3 of the Act makes it abundantly clear that notwithstanding any law, custom or usage to the contrary, every Hindu, irrespective of the caste or sect to which they belong, shall be entitled to enter any Hindu temple and offer prayers. If anyone is restricted from entering a temple based on caste, it will clearly amount to an actionable wrong or offense, and the person concerned, the one who restricts the individual, would be issued, the judge said. Message sent that any harm to country's citizens would invite retaliation. Sanctions from Jaipur. Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Thursday said India had sent a strong message to the world about its security with an unambiguous note that any attempt to harm its citizens would invite retaliation. In contrast, the country was facing terror attacks almost every day during the Congress rule in Chad. Mr. Shah, who also hosts the cooperative portfolio in the Indian cabinet, addressed the cooperative and employment festival marking the International Year of Cooperatives at Daria village near Jaipur. He referred to Operation Sindoor while affirming that it had eliminated terrorists based in Pakistan. When the Uri attack occurred, Prime Minister Narendra Modi took decisive action to carry out surgical strike. After the Pulwama attack in March, an airstrike was done. When the attack took place in Pahalgam, the Operation Sindoor targeted the terrorist across the border. Mr. Shah said, prosperous nation, the Union Minister said the country had become the fourth largest economy under Mr. Modi's leadership, while 22 crore people had been lifted above the poverty line. The vision of a prosperous and secure nation had been turned into a reality under the present dispensation, he added. Meanwhile, veteran Congress leader and former Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot on Thursday asked Mr. Shah to clarify why the trial in Udaipur Taylor Kanhaiyalal's murder case was not making headway after the National Investigation Agency took over the matter. Two river building men had murdered Mr. Lal in June 2022 while Mr. Gehlot was the CM. Mr. Gehlot shared at a press conference here ahead of Mr. Shah's address at the event there to the state police had apprehended the accused within 4 hours of the incident. NIA took over the case in the night despite the lapse of 3 years. Even the statements of witnesses have not been recorded. With the court, he said strong actions taken. Mr. Shah praised Chief Minister Vajanlal Sharma for launching public welfare and development works and said the Bharatiya Janata Party government in the state had taken a strong action in the matter of paper leaks in the recruitment exams by forming a special investigation team. Mr. Shah flagged off 100 new police vehicles and distributed appointment letters to the youths selected for government jobs. He also virtually inaugurated 24 food grain storage warehouses and 64 millet outlets on the occasion. UP BJP says 238 criminals have been killed and 9,467 shot in net in 14,973 encounters since 2017 from Lucknow. PD raid the sites linked to Shangur Baba in UP. From Lucknow, Adityanath biopic CBFC assured High Court of decision within 2 days. From Mumbai, the Central Board of Film Certification on Thursday informed the Bombay High Court that it would take a decision within 2 working days on certification application filed by the makers of a film inspired by the life of Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. A division bench of the justices Ravati Mohiti Dere and Neela Gokhale while hearing a petition filed by Shimrat Cinematics India Private Limited expressed displeasure over the delay and questioned the board's failure to act within the prescribed timeline under the Cinematograph Act and the new certification rules to be required. The makers of the film moved the High Court alleging arbitrary and unexplained inaction by the BFC despite applying for certification of the film Ajay the United, the untold story of a yogi as well as its teaser, trailer and promotional song on Route 5. Representing the petitioner, senior advocate Ravi Kadam pointed out that the CBFC's purported demand for a no objection certificate from the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister's office asserting that such a requirement finds no mention in Cinematograph Act 1952 or the Certification Rules 2024. Glitches in Caution Act hindering beneficiaries' registration in Haryana. Supreme Court stays High Court order in contempt case against Guru. Supreme Court stays High Court order in contempt case against Kumaraswamy. Case relates to allegations of land encroachment by the Union Minister and family. Kumaraswamy claimed that he had been issued an eviction notice based on a case in which he was not a party. From New Delhi, the Supreme Court on Thursday directed an April 17 order of the Karnataka High Court in pleading Union Minister S.D. Kumaraswamy in a contempt case to be kept in abeyance. The contempt case is related to allegations of large-scale encroachment of land by Mr. Kumaraswamy and his family. The bench headed by Justice Pankaj Mitra issued notice to the NGO Samaj Parivartana Samujai, represented by Advocate Prashant Bhushan, which had first brought the allegations to the High Court. The NGO had drawn the High Court attention to an interlocutory report from the state Yukta initiative levying against encroachment of government land in Kethagan, Ali village, Bidadi in Karnataka. The High Court had closed the case in January 2020, banking on an State Advocate General's assurance that action would be taken. However, the local youth proceedings were subsequently closed, citing lack of jurisdiction. Mr. Kumaraswamy has maintained in the High Court that the land was purchased by him. The present Congress regime argued that the allegations against Mr. Kumaraswamy were prima facie true. Comedy of errors, a contempt case was filed in the High Court on the ground that the state did not comply with its assurance to take action against the encroachment as recorded in the January 2020 order. During this time, revenue authorities issued eviction notice to Mr. Kumaraswamy on the basis of the contempt proceedings. Mr. Kumaraswamy, represented by senior advocates C.S. Garam and advocates Balaji Srinivasan and Rohini Musa, had approached the apex court arguing that he had been issued eviction notice on the basis of a contempt case in which he was not even a party. The lawyers had termed the turn of events as a comedy of errors. The Supreme Court had granted him liberty to approach the High Court. The High Court responded by pleading the Union Minister in the contempt proceedings in the April 17 order. Protest erupt as boy dies of electrocution. Protest erupt as boy dies of electrocution. From Allah Puja. Mask compulsory in Kerala's Manalkhar. From Palkhar. Wearing mask has been made compulsory in Manalkhar Taluka in Palkhar district of Kerala following detention of 3 back-to-back Deepa cases. Elector G. Priyanka also permitted work from home facility for government employees in containment zones. MS Priyanka said that giving leaves to those who should not work from home was also being considered. She shared that online classes would be arranged for students of schools and colleges in containment zones. Students in containment zones studying in schools and colleges elsewhere will have to attend online classes. On Thursday, State Health Minister Veena George said 674 persons were under observation across Kerala. Protest erupt as boy dies of electrocution. Faulty translation of Kannada on Meta platforms distorting facts, said CM Siddharmaya. Bengaluru, Karnataka Chief Minister Siddharmaya on Thursday raised concern over faulty auto translation of Kannada content on Meta platforms such as Facebook and Instagram, stating that it was distorting facts and misleading users. He said his media advisor has formally returned to the company urging immediate corrective measures. Mr. Siddharmaya cautioned citizens to be aware that translation displayed on these platforms are often inaccurate. In an email sent to Meta on Wednesday, the Chief Minister's media advisor KV Prabhakar wrote, "We have noted with concern that the auto translation from Kannada to English is frequently inaccurate and in some cases grossly misleading. This poses a significant risk, especially when public communication, official statements or important messages from the Chief Minister and the government are incorrectly translated. It can lead to misinterpretation among users, many of whom may not realize that they are reading is an automated and faulty translation rather than the original message," he added. On behalf of the Chief Minister, we urge Meta to temporarily suspend the auto translation feature for Kannada content until the translation accuracy is reliably improved. He added, the email also urged Meta to collaborate with qualified Kannada language experts and linguistic professionals to enhance the equality and contextual accuracy of the translation. IIST teams funding offers clue on how stars form. Banashila project was not discussed, is Ravan's ready. Maoist couple surrenders before police in Telangana. We do not want to confront Telangana on water sharing. Amarnath Yatra put on hold as landslide leaves danger. A landslide occurred at Jetmore near Upper Ridpatri. Urgent restoration work is underway with DrRO teams deployed on the tracks. Over 2.47 lakh have already paid OVH at the Holy Cave Shrine since the pilgrimage started. Back on Earth, Shukla begins rehabilitation program. Indian astronaut Sudhanshu Shukla, who returned to Earth on July 15 after spending 18 days in the International Space Station as part of the Axiom Mission 4, is undergoing a week-long rehabilitation program to mitigate any adverse effects of microgravity. This is being administered by Axiom's 5 flight surgeon, and ISRO's flight surgeon is also participating in this program. This includes a series of medical checks, especially cardiovascular assessments, musculoskeletal test, and psychological debriefing. The activities focus on climate change, physical and mental health, and preparing him for a return to normal activities, the ISRO said. Defense Secretary Lord's mountaineering expeditions. Supreme Court reserved its judgment, grants custody of an anxious child to mother. From New Delhi, a child in anxiety over separation from his mother stirred the Supreme Court into reviewing its own judgment in a custody case. A 2024 judgment of the top court had confirmed the Kerala High Court decision to shift the custody of the child permanently from the mother to the biological father. The mother had remarried after the couple's divorce over a decade ago and was lately intending to move abroad. The father had moved the High Court seeking custody of the child. The High Court concluded the move abroad would upend the 12-year-old boy's stable life, and he ought to stay back in India with his father. The top court had confirmed the High Court decision on appeal. Seeking a review of the judgment, the mother, represented by senior advocate Liz Matthew and advocate Vishnu Sharma AS, said she had been the primary caregiver of the child since his infancy. The boy had hardly known his father. They had met only during occasional visits over the years. The mother submitted that the child had been deeply impacted by the top court's judgment. He had since been exhibiting anxiety and fears with a high risk for separation and anxiety disorder. She produced evaluation report from the Christian Medical College, valued the effect. MS Matthew argued that the new evidence was a compelling circumstance to entertain the review petition and set aside the judgment. In an open court hearing, which was itself a rare occurrence, a bench headed by Justice Ramnath agreed with M.S. Matthew. The court concluded its judgment did indeed have a calamitous effect on the mental health of the boy. Justice Nath, who authored the judgment, acknowledged the child had been in the exclusive care of the mother since infancy. The court said the stepfather had also provided a shield of affection for the child. The minor child in question is presently 12 years old and at the cusp of adolescence. The factors defining the best interests of a child are multiple and range from quality education, a nursing family, environment, healthy worldly experiences, provision of basic amenities of life, meeting of financial requirements, access to a friendly social system, to imparting of spiritual and cultural learnings. The listing naturally not an exhaustive one. However, the essential feature is that a secure, supportive and loving family forms the bedrock of a healthy childhood, the court said. Granting the biological father visitation rights, the court said that he must not make any crude remarks to the child which may impact the latter's well-being. Razia Sultan Noor Jahan dropped from new class 8th history textbook. Stepping stone, the NASA axiom is a shallow tie-up agent as measurable outcomes. The parameters of success in Bihar poll roll division. The better terror fight with DrRK police under state leads. Middle ground, Trump must ask Russia to back down from its maximalist positions. Bihar households to get 125 units of free power, Nitish said. Chief Minister says the move will benefit 1.67 crore families in the state, announces installation of solar panels at public places or on the rooftops of people's houses with their consent in 3 years. Roll revision, a conspiracy to delete names of voters. Bihar opposition leader. Voter details being shared with political parties is says. Drift in India's foreign policy a matter of concern, Congress. Tap digital attendance system for MG on REGS workers, says Congress. BSc flags Aadhaar biometric verification failure. Seeks review. Such failures lead to wrongful exclusion of beneficiaries from welfare program, says House panel. From New Delhi, Parliament's Public Accounts Committee has called for a review of the functioning of the Unique Identification Authority of India, flagging several concerns including the high rate of failure of Aadhaar biometric verification, which can lead to many beneficiaries being excluded from social welfare schemes. It is a meeting on Thursday. The committee, headed by senior Congress leader K.C. Venugopal, received a briefing from the Controller and Auditor General Chief, which produced a 2021 report on the UDI. The panel also listened to her evidence from officials of the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology and the UIDI. This is a common man issue. We flagged various problems and have raised several questions which Venugopal told press persons. Serious issues Across party lines, the MPs on the committee pointed out that the biometric verification failure is a serious issue since the majority of the government's social welfare schemes are tied directly to Aadhaar. This has led to many eligible beneficiaries being prevented from receiving food, rations or jobs because their biometric data no longer matches the UIDI record. The UIDI officials, according to sources, explained that in many cases of people doing hard labor, their fingerprints are not read properly by the machines. In the case of elderly people, there is often a failure in matching iris patterns. However, officials also insisted that the UIDI is constantly upgrading its system to address these challenges. So said that several MPs also cited various reports to underline the dangers of data leaks. The UIDI officials claimed that their investigations have shown that whatever leak has been reported has come from the enrollment centers. Some estimates suggest that there are more Aadhaar cards currently in place than the total population of the country, indicating possible duplications as well as deploys in deactivating the cards of the deceased. The parameters of success in Bihar poll roll revision. The better terrified with J&K police under state leads. Scrap digital attendance system for MGNRE workers, says Commerce. Should political leaders retire at 75? With politics across the globe and especially in India geared in such a way that politicians reach their peak only in old age. Is there any evidence which shows that nations led by younger leaders perform better? Should there be a concrete law or regulatory mechanism to retire political leaders or to ensure that a leader who is facing mental or physical challenges step down? The icing on the cake while covering a spot. Reporting on sports tournaments across the world gives journalists the opportunity to explore multiple culinary worlds. More than a decade ago, my professor at journalism school advised us to always carry a few chocolates or an energy bar while we were on the street. This was to counter the uncertain world of day-to-day reporting, where both availability of food and windows to eat are erratic. However, I took up sports journalism where a day is more structured. We know of events beforehand and we usually cover a sport which has designated before breakfast, lunch and tea and of late even dinner. This has given us the opportunity to explore multiple culinary worlds, so much so that the lunch and tea spreads rank second in the list of our curiosities just below the great sport itself. There are those who consider catering at stadiums as an enabler and not a main event. It helps tribes do their jobs without having to worry about filing their stomachs. It is complimentary service, not a right, but cricket in India, at least at a majority of the stadiums, has such good arrangement for food that it has become an integral part of our experience. In this, I can say with authority, and can speak for a lot of others too, that Chennai and its iconic venue, Chepauk, ranks the best. It did not when I worked there from 2012 to 2015, and it still did when I went back last year. During IPL 2024, one favorite dish was Kalan Patani. Full utilization of apprentice schemes planned. Indian reforms. London, July 17, in an article on the government's offer to India, the Spectator reviews its suggestion made in March 1924 that representative men from all classes and races of India should frame a draft constitution and submit it to the government of India, who will advise the imperial government with regard to it. The paper states the Constituent Convention, to whom the work should be entrusted of drafting a constitution on the lines laid down in its proposal of March last year, should consist solely of Indians. One killed after an eviction drive in Assam turns violent. This was the second operation in Deccan Reserve Forest since July 12. Police reportedly opened fire on settlers living, 2 others injured. CM blames Rahul Gandhi for inciting people during rally. BD filed charge sheet in Haryana land deal case against Wardra. India wants US against double standards. Bengaluru stampede. Panel blamed RCB, KSCA, CISF trained with army to combat security threats. Akash Prime successfully tested in Ladakh by army. FIRs over sheltering publicly attendees pushed by Delhi High Court from New Delhi. The Delhi High Court on Thursday squashed 16 cases filed against 17 Indian nationals accused of sheltering foreign attendees of the Tablighi Jamaat congregation held in Nizamuddin in March 2020, allegedly in violation of COVID-19 restriction. Supreme Court backs ST women hears in property rights case. Prisoner admitted in private hospital shot dead in Patna. Ahmedabad named cleanest big city by annual survey in India. India in touch with friendly governments. How is China leading the green energy sector? The Outsider, how Frederick Rashid used facts to inform his fiction. Nelson Mandela was born on this day in 1918, a quiz from the South African leader. Last but not the least, let us go to know your English. Hi, what happened to you? You look like something that the car dragged in, just like something the cat dragged in us, that's supposed to mean. When you say that someone looks like something the cat dragged in, it means they look very untidy or dirty. For example, after playing in the mud, the kids look like something the cat dragged in. My friend Ram always looks like something that the cat dragged in, and you are trying to be like him, I suppose. Why do you look like something that the cat dragged in? I was playing kabaddi. Playing kabaddi. Don't you have a chemistry test tomorrow? Yeah, I do. But I'm not too worried about it. You know why? Because I got more marks than Sujatha on last week's physics test. Isn't that great? That's wonderful, but I wouldn't let that go to your head. Don't let that go to my head. What are you talking about? What I want to say is, don't let your success make you overly proud. If success surface goes to someone's head, it makes them conceited, makes them conceited or proud. So the expression to go to someone's head is issued. So the expression to go to someone's head is used to show disapproval. Is that right? That's right. For example, after scoring 3 countries in a row, Venugopal let success go to his head and soon became a complete failure. That happens to a lot of people. A few years ago, my cousin came first in the university. He received a gold medal. He let that go to his head. Soon he lost all his friends. I guess it's only human. I guess it's only human to let success go to your head. But my father keeps warning me, don't let anything go to your head. I try to follow his advice. Must be difficult to follow though. I feel peckish. When you want something, you feel bored. Peckish, a first live peck rhymes with the words neck, deck and check. And the ish in the second syllable is like the ish in childish. Fish, wish, I suppose. That's right. Do you know what peckish means? No, I don't. Peckish is a word that is mostly used in British English. It is used in informal context. If you say you are feeling peckish, it means you are hungry. Not very hungry, but slightly hungry. Is it okay to say I usually feel peckish around 10:30 in the evening? Sounds good to me. I usually feel peckish in the afternoon. If I say I feel peckish, it means I am hungry. Slightly hungry, right? That's right. But what if I am very hungry? I mean really hungry. What do I say then? You could say a number of things. For example, you could use the word famished. By the time I returned home, I was famished. Can I say, please give me something to eat? I am famished. You certainly can. Thank you, all my brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students, scholars, teachers, trainers, professors, professionals, listeners, learners. The most honorable present President Modi ji, respected ministers and managers, adorable doctors and directors, honorable advocates, supervisors, administrators and advisors. I once again thank all of you. Thank you.